Hi again, this is Chelsea of Lifestyle Dynamics at lifestyledynamicsonline.com, and we're back again with our second episode of our CSA unboxing. So we get this every 2 weeks, so we'll be doing these videos every 2 weeks, and we just started this. I've done CSAs in the past, and I've used Farm Fresh to You in the past, and love them, highly recommend them. If they're in your area, I definitely would recommend you go ahead and give them a try. And at the end of this episode, I'm going to give you a coupon code to save $10 off your first CSA box, so stay tuned for that in the end. Again, farmfreshtoyou.com. I believe, yeah, there's the website right there, but we will also post it in the show notes and things like that. So let's get started. All right, here we go. Okay, so every box comes with this little cute newsletter. This one has some great fun facts. It has a couple of recipes, seasonal recipes that you can use with things in the box, and some info on the farm itself. So I'm going to set that aside. Now, okay, so the first thing that we have, this is some chives, and chives are one of my all-time favorite herbs. I love them. They're a little bit like a mix between a garlic and an onion. So I love to use them in. They're one of my favorite herbs to use in eggs. My other favorite herb is basil, which we have right here. We grow our own basil. Haven't started growing our own chives yet, so this is really great that we have these. That's one of my next things on the list of what to do with our garden. So there's some chives. Another idea for chives, you can make a sour cream dip. Mix some chopped chives, chopped green onion, mix in a little bit of garlic powder, salt, pepper, maybe even some onion powder, and you can serve that with some carrots and celery and some little cucumber coins. The other thing you can do is you can use that same exact recipe except for with sour cream. Instead of sour cream, use some cream cheese. You might have to mix in a little bit of milk to help it to soften and to combine, but you can use that cream cheese on a bagel and make your own bagel spread, save a little bit of money, flavor your own cream cheese. Okay, let's see what the next thing is. Okay, this, I don't know if you've seen one of these before. This one's huge, probably twice the size of what I was expecting, but this is a sweet potato. But the one difference is this is a purple sweet potato. So it's basically the same type of thing as a sweet potato, only the flesh on the inside, instead of being orange, is purple. So it's really fun to play with. It's really good for, if you think about using them in baked goods, that's a really cute idea. You can do like a purple sweet potato pie. Use it the same way as a sweet potato, only think a little bit outside the box and how you can use the color and play with the color to make things a little bit more fun. Kids love this. So yeah, one thing to note is sweet potatoes don't last quite as long as regular potatoes, so you want to eat this within the first 1 to 2 weeks of getting it. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, we have a yellow papaya, and it took me years to try papaya. I tried it a couple of years ago, and it's actually one of my favorite fruits now. I love it, and besides just eating it on its own, I do a pretty awesome fruit salad, a tropical fruit salad that is a really quick and easy way to bring some healthy fruits to any picnic or get-together. And I get it requested of me quite often. So, really good brunch thing. And what I do is I dice up some papaya, some mango, kiwi, strawberry, and some banana, and then do a squeeze of lime over there. And the secret ingredient, which actually brings out all the flavors and kind of melts all the flavors together, is actually just a bit of rum. You can leave the rum out if you've got kids who will be eating this, but a really good kind of classy girls brunch or something like that, it's perfect for. So just that little bit of rum just kind of brings all of the flavors out and brings them all together. The last thing I would say is I stay away from adding sugar to fruit salads. Some people add sugar, but if you have ripe fruits, you really don't need to be adding any sugar. So I think that if you find that problem of wanting or needing to add sugar, it's because your fruits aren't quite ripe enough. So that's something to keep in mind. So that's the papaya. These are some grapes, and these look really firm and delicious. So I'm really excited about that. These will keep in the fridge for about a week. I am very particular about the crispness of my grapes. I like them to pop in my mouth. I really like grapes in, surprisingly enough, in tuna salad. You can do tuna salad. You know, some people put diced green apples in tuna salad. I really like to do some green or even red grapes. So those work really well. Now, if, like I said, I'm really particular about the actual texture, and if it's getting too soft, or it's been sitting in the fridge for a couple days and they start to get soft, what I like to do is pop them in the freezer, and they'll keep in the freezer for about a week. So I pop them in the freezer, and they make a really good snack. The best way to do it is to line a baking sheet with some wax paper and freeze them all, in one layer. Then gather them up and put them in an airtight container. And those are a really great snack for your kids, or for out in the summer. The weather is very hot. It's a really good snack. Let's see what else we have. Okay, we have a ton of apricots. Apricots are my older brother's favorite. When we were little kids and we were being babysat for the first time, our babysitter, we'd go over to his house and he had an apricot tree, and ever since my brother has been in love, like we're talking about 2-3 years old, in love with apricots. So we've got a bunch of them to play with, so there are a couple of different things that we're probably going to do. Some good ideas are soft cheeses work really well with apricots, and so if you got a brie or a camembert or something like that, serve that with the sliced apricots, and maybe with a little honey drizzled over it might be a good idea. Another thing is to do a salad. I'm very particular about what kind of salads I like, and there are a lot of salads I like a little bit of sweetness in the form of fresh or dried fruit. So apricots with blue cheese and pecans would be really good. So I think I'm going to try a couple of those ideas with these as they ripen up. Okay, and we've got some nectarines, another stone fruit, and nectarines of course are very similar. These are actually white nectarines. Their flesh is a little bit whiter, and they're very similar to peaches. You could do pretty much what you do with peaches with the nectarines. As you smell them and you feel them soft, they should be soft and they should be fragrant, and then they're ready to eat. And one of the things that I think I'm going to do with this is we have some jalapenos that we're growing in our garden, and so I think I'm going to do a summer nectarine salsa, and that's just dicing the nectarines along with some tomatoes, some diced jalapenos, some cilantro. This is our cilantro here. And then a squeeze of lime and maybe a little bit of salt to taste. And leave out the garlic. Don't put garlic in. I don't think garlic would be the best thing with nectarines. But that would be great served with chips, or even over like a pork tenderloin, something like that. It's something that is a different thing to do. It's becoming more popular to do that type of thing, but it's just something that is definitely, if you haven't tried it yet, you should definitely give it a try. Okay, the last thing in here is a huge huge head of lettuce. So this will make a lot of salads. Also, a good thing to do with the lettuce is you can throw it into smoothies and make a green smoothie. We like to use kale. If we don't have kale around, we can throw in a couple of spheres of lettuce. And I do want to give you one tip, because sometimes you'll notice you always put the lettuce in the crisper drawer. I'm sure you all do that. But after a while, you'll start to notice, that the leaves are getting a little wilted, and I hate wilted lettuce. When you get salads and you can tell that the lettuce is a little bit old, or a little bit, less vibrant and less, crisp. the trick to that is that the moisture has been pulled out of it by being in the fridge. So what you want to do is you want to create an ice water bath and just stick the lettuce in there, and it'll rehydrate the lettuce leaves, because lettuce is mostly water. There's a lot of water content in lettuce. So it'll rehydrate the lettuce leaves, and then they'll crisp back up. Similarly to, if any of you are gardeners, on a hot day, you can have your plants completely wilted, fallen over, and then you water them, and they spring right back up and they're alive. That's kind of the same concept with the lettuce in the water bath. One important tip though, I've read some articles suggesting to do the water bath in your kitchen sink, and I highly recommend you avoid that. If you want to do it in a big bowl, even if you have to do it in batches. The kitchen sink is the dirtiest place in your house, even dirtier than anything in your bathroom, if you know what I mean. Part of the the reasoning behind this is you got to think we're actually washing raw chicken in our sink. We're throwing away garbage in the sink. All of these different things have come together to make it one of the dirtiest places. So I don't recommend doing your water bath in the sink. All right, I'm just going to put this back here. So that's all that we have for now. That was our CSA box. And we spent about $35 on this, simply because I added, I think I added like the apricots or something. I added one of these items, and that, changed the pricing on it. But that's the really cool thing about this CSA box, is that you can customize it. If they are going to send you something and you already bought that at the store last week and you have a ton of them, you don't want to get those, or maybe you have a certain recipe in mind, you can add and subtract things, which is one of my favorite features, which they didn't have before when I got this over at my old house. So really love that part of it. And I did promise you that I was going to give you a coupon code to save $10 on your first CSA box with Farm Fresh to You. So when you check out, the coupon code is CHEL5299. That's CHEL 5299. And I will also put that information in the notes below, but hopefully you can check it out and hopefully you enjoy. And check us out. Subscribe to our page. Go to lifestyledynamicsonline.com for recipes and tips and ideas and other things in the kind of produce and healthy eating and organic, non-GMO arena. And we have lots going on there. So subscribe to our channel, and we hope to see you next time. All right.